My project is about how memory gives us an incomplete perspective on things through recalling memories from the past. I chose to investigate the home I used to live in as a child but no longer have access to. Meanwhile, looking at the relationship between images and memory, using illustration as a memorial for my past experiences. My study in Unit 2 is centered around the idea of home. I made observations on the themes on immigration, faith, and cultures at the Museum of the Home, specifically the documenting home archives. The archives documents people's everyday experiences of home. Visiting Museum of the Home for the first time felt like being in a strange and familiar space. Moving between pieces of furniture and rooms through times and cultures, between familiar and completely unfamiliar space. The relationship between what I saw on site and what I remember from my experience piqued my interest and led me to study the home I lived as a child. I experiment with drawing, photography, and collage by using the materials in the museum. I look at family albums to recall childhood memories. Flipping through a traditional album can quickly take us back to a particular moment in the past. Using photographs to activate the memories of the neighborhood where I used to live and family members I used to live with, I found the interactions of the hands in the pictures are interesting. For me, the hand conveys many emotions. As part of the body, it symbolizes intimacies and comfort. Then I transferred the images I cropped from albums to ceramic objects I made in Unit 2 using decal. People like to use journals to record what happened and put stickers on their journals. Inspired by this, I decided to combine 2D images with 3D objects, therefore giving a new definition to the objects. Both the albums and the sculptures are visualizing the memories in different ways. I drew down what I remember from that home, its interior space and objects using ink. I couldn't recall a lot of details. For me, memory is not linear. It comes in fragments. I try to listen to songs that often played at that home and recreate a recipe that my grandma often cooked. I also audio recorded everything I remember from that home. I was able to piece together a new space with colors through fragmented memories. I revisited the neighborhood where I lived as a child in August. I've lived in the same city for 10 years but never think about going back to that place. I was surprised by how little the neighborhood has changed. I remember exactly how to get to the building where I lived without navigation or maps, just like I didn't need to when I was a child. Walking along the road felt like jumping frames in time. The site visit was important to my project because being physically in the place is very different from trying to remember the place. I decided to make a publication as the outcome to present different mediums I used at each stage by bringing images together through collage. The collages contain newspapers, maps, paintings, ceramics, and photography. For me, this publication allows me to travel in time. What I found interesting about the process was arranging the materials I already had. By combining traditional media and digital editing, I brought together all the elements that I thought was necessary. Chair is a repeating symbol in my work because my childhood home had many chairs made of rattan, handmade by my grandfather. It's a very important connection between me and that home. In-commerce group, we had a t-shirt pop-up shop that didn't give people actual t-shirts. Instead, we used cardboard for display and provide QR codes to scan if they want to buy the t-shirt. Therefore, it gives people an unusual shopping experience. The extra step of scanning the QR code makes it harder to sell because people barely scan, but it also provides an opportunity to connect with the audience. We put up posters in different areas before the event, cultivating anticipation for people in Canberra ahead of the pop-up event and helps ensure people plan to set aside time to attend our event. I also realized the importance of making the space look good. I feel the space as much as possible, putting up simple and repetitive images so the viewer can feel the visual impact as soon as they walk in. The t-shirt design had many revisions, and I finally chose a chair logo made in Illustrator instead of using the original ink drawing of chairs. Using Illustrator, the colors of the logo can be modified easily, which makes it flexible for commercialization. My online shop sells 5 products, including water bottle, shot glasses, apron, blankets, and mugs. The personal online shop is a chance to create a business out of my art practice and learn to think about my art in a new way. I contacted 2 different types of shops and asked if they wanted to sell or display my items. The first one is an independent design studio and retail shop called IUR. Their e-styler store showcases a mix of gifts, homeware, and furniture. Upstairs, there are smaller and ready-to-purchase items. They like to sell small products that have graphic prints, which I think share similarities to the items I design. Another one is a bar called Spin in China. I have already received a reply that they can use my mug for their pop-up cocktail event.